Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a fresh summery bronzy look. So if you want to come play, let's get started. Okay, so have a little coffee because it's real early in the morning that we're filming, and 2 minutes before we came on, I broke a nail. So yes, you will see that. Please don't comment. I'm really sad about it. Anyway, so all that to say, welcome to my makeup counter here this morning. We're gonna do a summer look. I got some new summery products and I wanted to try them out and show you guys what I do to switch up my makeup during the summer, because winter time we do a little bit more heavier makeup, more powders, setting powders, that kind of thing. But summertime, we just want to be a little more glowy, little less of the powder. This time around, I'm gonna be using powders, but I am gonna do another video, maybe like a 5 or 10 minute face with just all creams. So no powder blushes, no contouring. In that way, it'll all be creamy substances. So if you're going on vacation or you're going to the beach and you just want something kind of light and airy, I'll show you that look later. But this would just be kind of a fun, bright, summery, glowy look. And other tip too that I wanted to let you guys know. So I'm gonna curl my hair later after I'm all done. But one of the things I do with freshly washed hair is when I'm putting my makeup on, what I'll do first with my hair is I put a little CC cream in it on the ends and then just kind of work it through, and then all the way up to the top. But I rub it together and work it through the very ends first to get the most moisture there, and then just whatever's left over kind of don't pat it on top because that'll make your hair greasy. But that's just giving my hair a little bit of moisture while I'm doing this makeup look. So just a little side tip on hair care there. And then when I get ready to curl it, it's a little bit smoother. Everyone needs a tiara to get ready, right? So I am gonna push this hair back. And the first product I wanted to show you is Laura Geller's spackle, but it's the spackle that's tinted. So I always use her spackle in the regular, it's like a primer. It's a makeup primer. You always want to use a makeup primer because it'll set everything in place. And then when you put your foundation and all your other stuff on, it just kind of holds it there together. But during the summer, she always comes out with the tinted bronze spackle, and this is what I'm gonna use. And you just need a little dot. I'm gonna blend that together in my hands, and then just, so you can see it's clear. It's not anything, it's not like a foundation or anything like that. It's a primer. So what it does is it smooths out all the pores. So I'm just gonna put that all over. And the tinted just leaves a little bit more of a glow than the regular. So it's nothing major, but it's just a little, it has a little bit of color to it. Very slight, so you can barely see it, but it just gives it that little bronzy glow. So now my skin is prepped. Now, normally what I would do is wait 5 or 10 minutes. This is where I have like my coffee. I just kind of watch a little news, just let that settle in for just a few minutes so that you're not just plopping that on and then plopping other stuff on your skin. So I'm gonna take a coffee break, hold on. Okay, next new product that I did an Ulta haul. Dominique and I went to Ulta a few weeks ago, and I was looking for something. I was going to Arizona, and you know it's super dry and hot there, and so I didn't want to wear my heavy makeup. And so I was looking through the counters and I saw Urban Decay, and this was a Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. It's kind of a medium coverage, but it has a little bit of a glow to it. And I chose, what color did I choose? I chose the color 51 Medium. So this has kombucha, filtrate, and marula oil in it. So it's very hydrating, which I think your skin needs when you're in a dry climate like that. It seemed to have worked. So I'm gonna show you, I always put my foundation here and then just dot it and then work it through. I probably would go, if I wanted to wear kind of this light sort of hydrating tinted foundation during the winter time, which you can, I might go a shade lighter than this, but I'm gonna be tanning, do like fake tans during the summer too. I don't really lay out that much anymore. I do for a little bit, but I try to protect my skin. So I do a lot of self tans. And when I do that, and then my skin just naturally gets darker from being in the sun during the summer. And so I always go a little shade darker for summertime, and that may be you, but if you're fair skinned and you never go in the sun, just pick your natural shade, stay in the lighter tones. So you can see this is not heavy at all. It's not like a heavy coverage, and we're gonna build upon it. So if you wanted to make it more of a medium coverage, you could just like put a little bit more in your hand, dot a little bit more, make it thicker. But I just wanted to show you like kind of an everyday, if I was going out just doing errands or whatever, I don't need like a whole bunch of stuff put on my face. And this is just a fun summer look. So don't forget, guys, I always go kind of up into my ears and then down your neck a little bit. You know, I used to laugh back in the day. They would say like, oh, if you see this line of demarcation here and it's different from your neck color, that's the wrong color of foundation. That's how we used to do it back in the day. But really, the truth is that your neck color and your face color are always different colors because it gets different levels of sun. So yeah, you don't want something super dark up here and not the same as here, but you always want to bring your foundation down a little bit because you are putting some kind of color on your face. So no matter what color you have on, you're gonna have like some kind of a line when if you just end it right there at this jawline. So you wanna go down a little bit more and just kind of blend it in. So make sure you do that. It just makes your makeup look a lot more natural. It just looks like your skin. And also your neck needs that protection too. So if you have any kind of SPF in your creams and things, your foundations, your primers, you want to bring that down into your neck so that it protects your neck from the sun too. So don't forget your neck and your ears. All right, so next thing, I'm gonna show you two products that I really fell in love with this year. Okay, I'm gonna show you my favorite one first. So this one's a little pricey. It's Victoria Beckham, and she personally started sending me emails. I started getting emails about her makeup line, and I thought, I know she does clothes. I didn't really know she did makeup, and so I started checking it out. The first thing I bought from her was an eyeliner, which is pretty much gone because I used it every day. It was so creamy and beautiful. Now, it's Victoria Beckham. I'm just gonna tell you, this is not cheap. It's not one of your drugstore bronzers. It's a really cool bronzer. It's a beautiful case. It opens really easy. You don't have to fuss with it. You just push this little button and it pops open, so I won't break my nails. And it has two contouring bronzers in here. Now, the thing I love about this one, and I think you guys will too, is that this has no sparkle in it at all. My older daughter will love that because she hates when I kiss my granddaughter and there's sparkles all over her face, but I'll have it in other products, don't worry. But this is something where a lot of women are like, oh, I don't want any kind of glitter or sparkle. And a lot of the bronzers have a little bit of a sparkle to them. And so I was pleasantly surprised when I opened this one. I was like, wow, it's just really matte. It's really soft. And so I'll show you how that looks. So what I like to do is just swipe both ends. You can use either or, but I just like to go through. I mean, look at that, guys. It's so natural and beautiful. It's not intense. And I know a lot of my ladies that are over 60 are really afraid of too much makeup, and they get kind of scared of how do I put it on and what if it's too intense. Okay, look at that. You can see it just gave my skin like a beautiful glow to it, but there's no intensity in that. Now you can go back through with a lighter, skinnier brush. You know, you can take a smaller kind of brush and you can actually, you know, go in and contour the sides. If you wanted a little more depth, you could just work with it and keep playing with it. But you don't have to do that if you just want a very natural summery glow. This right here if you wanted to stop right here, now I did do my eyebrows earlier, so just in case you were wondering, brows are done. You could just do this, some mascara, some lip gloss, you're good to go. So that would be your 2-minute face. Like throw on some primer, throw on your little tinted moisturizer foundation and some bronzer and mascara, lip gloss, you're good. It's like takes no time at all. And sometimes I do that when I'm in a big hurry. That's the kind of face I'll have for every day. So if you're good with that, you're good to go. We're gonna go in with a new line that I found online, and it's called Faces by Rob. I've seen some of the YouTubers that I follow have been using this palette, and I am loving this palette because it has a lot of different things. Again, you could do your little 5-minute face. I'm actually gonna be using, this came with the lip gloss and a lip liner, which came with that. So that's what those slots are for, and I will be using that later. So this comes again with a bronzer. It comes with 2 highlighters, so you can blend it. You can tell I use this one, light one, a lot. And then this has a blush. But you could actually use this as a eyeshadow also. I've done that. So if you wanted to take this with your lip gloss and lip liner, you could do a whole face just with this palette. You could take it on vacation with you and you're good to go. Maybe a little eyeliner to emphasize at night and you're done. So I love palettes like this that have all the things in them that you're like, oh, we don't need to bring all the other stuff. Although I always bring a lot of makeup because I like makeup. So we'll just go through again, a bronzer. I'll add a little bit more here. So it's a little bit more of, I want to say a little bit more of a caramely color. We'll end there with that. And then going back in with a blush, but I'm actually not going to use this blush today. I'm going to show you another blush that I found that's a newer product, which is Dior. And this one actually sold out in like, I think a day, maybe half a day. So we had to wait to get it back in. So one of the Instagram girls that I follow had said, it's back in, guys, go check it out. And I was like, I gotta check this out. When she tried it, I was like, wow, that's a beautiful color. So I got it and I love it. So let me show you that one. So this way we're not all in one brown color. So normally I would use all of these. I'm gonna use the highlighter in this palette, but I'm gonna show you a little blend. So again, you can just take this pink. Now I'm gonna go up on the side, just very, very lightly. You don't need to go crazy. And what I love is this softness of this. It's just very light and airy. I always like to do my temples too. Surprised at how pretty that looked. It just gives your skin a little pop. Another product that I did get in blush was Morphe, and this one is Playful Pink. So that's another one that you can do. It's even lighter. So if you're someone who has fair skin and you just want a little pink, but a very pale one, this is really good. This is just one of those where I just it's kind of one that I would do the Dior and then maybe just pop a little bit more clear of that on there. Highlighter, I'm just gonna go in again with this lighter shade because that's my favorite one. And I love using these little wands because this is what I do, is I just swoop on my nose and I swoop up the sides and right up on top over my eyebrows. And then I'll blend that out with like a powder blush or a powder brush. It's early, I need more coffee. So you can see there's just kind of like a line there, but we're gonna blend it all together, so don't worry about that. This is the thing that you have to remember when you're putting on makeup too, is that you can blend whatever mistake you've made, or if it's like too intense, you can just be like, oh, I don't know if I want that. And just always have a handy dandy big powder brush with you and just work it through, and we'll do that in a minute. Another option that I always do for summertime is Laura Geller. I think I've shown this before. This is the Baked Highlighter Quad. This one, you can swoop the whole thing, or you can use individual. Again, this is kind of a palette in itself. You could bring this with you. You could use this brown part for eyeshadow. This is your blush. These are your highlighters, and you have a full face right there. So be really, really creative when you're buying these palettes and these different kinds of blends and quads. Look at the different colors and think, could I use that on my lips? Could I use that on my cheeks? Could I use that on my eyes? Yeah, I think I could. That would be a good purchase. So I run to this over and over again. If I'm going somewhere really quick, I'll just grab this and a couple brushes, throw it in my purse, and it's like I can do touch-ups with this on my full face if something happens where I need to just like redo a highlighter, or I need to intensify my eyebrows a little bit, or my eyeshadow. You don't have to worry about bringing a whole makeup bag with you. Okay, one of the things, I should have done this a little bit earlier and I forgot. Bye Bye Under Eye by It Cosmetics. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of this on, very little. I'm gonna dot this under my eye. So you can see just from that, this eye from this eye. So it's a lot brighter on this side than it is here. It does help. I always like to have it. Now, I normally have, I love Shape Tape too. Those kind of things are good. But during the summer, Bye Bye Under Eye, you only need a little bit. So one of these will last you probably over 6 months. And you want something creamy. If you're a woman like me, over 60, you don't need something that's cakey. You need something that's creamy so that it doesn't settle into the fine lines and wrinkles. So I love this one, especially for summer, because one, it stays put, and two, it stays creamy so that your face doesn't start looking flaky or weird during the summertime when everything starts moving around, it's hot out. It's like, this is gonna move with me. And then you can also use this on the top. And then I just warm it with my hands a little bit. I know a lot of women that have a lot of darkness on their eyelids, so this is really good to neutralize your eye before you put your eyeshadow on. Also, this is gonna help hold it. So that's one of those things, a tip that will help you save time when you're putting your makeup on. Okay, so see, that just makes it look a little bit brighter, although now I look like a ghost because I have nothing on my eyes. So I have two palettes that I just recently purchased. This one is ColourPop. It's beautiful. It is called Set in Stone. And this has all the bronzing colors that I love. I love neutral brown colors. It's just my very favorite thing. And all these bronzy ones look so beautiful when you're on a trip somewhere, you know. But when you go to a tropical place, it's like those bronzers look so beautiful on your skin. But this one I really liked. This was Vava Bloom, which is perfect for summertime. This is by Morphe. Morphe is just a website. You can go online and they have everything. They have the whole face from top to bottom. They have brushes, they have cleansers, they have skincare, all kinds of makeup, from lips to eyes to everything, foundation. So go in there and play around with it, and they're super inexpensive. But what I like is Morphe and ColourPop. I love the pigment. So I don't like to buy drugstore eyeshadows that you put it on and the whole thing just flakes and it doesn't stay on your eye. I want my eyeshadow to stay on from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. And I've tried different kinds, like, yeah, you can get some really good deals at drugstores and there are some brands that are good, but I stick to the ones that I've tried that I know when I'm trying ColourPop or Morphe, these pigments are gonna stay on, like you just like that. Like I swiped it, it's on. It's not like you have to keep piling it on and then like you go back 2 hours later and you're like, what happened to my eyeshadow? So be aware when you make a purchase. Again, these things are gonna last you all year. So you wanna make sure that you're gonna buy something that is gonna last and last on you, not just something that's inexpensive, that looks pretty, that you're like, oh, I used it in 3 months because I had to use it so much that the whole thing it's down to the pan now. I can't use it anymore, and it doesn't stay on my eyes. So no point in that, especially if you're going out to events or weddings or whatever. You want your makeup to like really stay on your face. That was that little infomercial, and we're done now. First thing you always want to do is find the neutral color to start, because you're going to do it all over your eye and build from there. So we're going to start with this one. You could also do this, you know, not heavy, but you could just do a blend of that all over your eye and then add. I'm going to show you how to add that on after. So for now, I'm going to take this color here and just run it all over. And then let's see, bonus, there is a cream in here. So when we do our cream makeup glowy look, we will be using that one right there. But for right now, we're gonna use this one right here. And I'm just gonna go in the crease. And you do kind of a windshield wiping back and forth. Look at how pretty that is. Such a pretty color. So we're gonna build upon this with some of the darker ones, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the glitter. But what I'm gonna do first is take this same color, and I'm just gonna go underneath my eye. And then I'm gonna go in with this darker color here, and I'm gonna go back over again. I'm gonna take that same color, and I'm just gonna go right in the crease. And then always have your big brush with you, and then I'm gonna blend this together. So see how that made it beautiful? If I had just left it the way it was, it would have had all these like little creases and stuff in it, and it just looks like you plopped it on there. So again, when you're putting your eyeshadows on, use a light hand, because a lot goes a long way, and especially when you have pigmented eyeshadows, they go on pretty thick, so you don't need a lot. So just as a comparison, you can see how this one's more smoothed out, and see how dark and kind of creasy and weird the lines are on this one. So if I just left it like that, you know, it'd be okay, but you would kind of look like, whoa, that's a lot of makeup. Here it's a little bit more blended and soft. So again, you're gonna go through. Little tip, if you make a mistake and you get like a little smudgy, just go back through with that brush that I had for the concealer. I always have, there's just always a little bit, I had a little smudge right there. I just go back through and fix it. Don't try to like redo your whole face or panic. Just, you can either powder brush and like brush off any excess flake, which we're gonna do. But you can see there's not like a lot of flake going on because these are pigmented. That's really nice that you don't have as much of a flake off. And then always tap your brush before you start to put it on your face, because that's where a majority of it holds into the brush and it's sitting there. So if you go through and go to swipe it, it is gonna go all over your face. So make sure you tap, and tap it hard, and then go in. But don't be afraid of making mistakes. We all do it. And so I always have like extra little stuff on my brushes where I'm like, oh darn, like that got a little gooky right there. So I just went through and wiped that, and good to go. We can continue on. Okay, so now I'm gonna have a little fun with our bronzer stuff here. So this little highlighter, actually you could even do this. I'm gonna do this with my finger. You can just take your finger, and what I like to do is just, look at that, so pigmented. So again, you don't need a lot. So 2 fingers, so one on this one, I'm blending with this one. So you go through and just put it right on the top. And this just makes it look so pretty. This is beautiful for, I wouldn't wear this every day, but this is beautiful for going out to a luncheon or, you know, an event of some kind. so you have a little bit of glow, and you're gonna, I always put like lashes on or eyeliner, and it just pops your eye so that it doesn't just look like you have, you know, a dark crease here and some light eyeshadow that's blah. You have a little bit of depth to it. So you can just take a little bit more of that and just run it very lightly on the top part to give it a little bit of depth top to bottom. So I'm not going to, I'm kind of doing like, I'm gonna go out with the girls for lunch or something. I don't really need eyeliner for this look. If I was going out, I would do eyeliner on the top and lashes, and then that would really pop these. And then what I might do is take even this very dark color and do like a little bit of darker in the very ends of the crease here to give it a little more depth. There's just a ton of different things you can do with this. If you don't like to do a lot of eyeshadow, I have big eyes, so I can play a lot. If you're someone who's like, oh, that's too intense for me, stick with just this color that I used first. You can just do that even just right up until your crease and just leave it and maybe do the plain on top. Or even if you wanted to just do some glowy just on the very small part of your lid and just leave it at that. Don't really want to do a lot of stuff. You don't need to go into these darker colors, but play around with it because it's super fun. And we didn't even talk about that pretty one. That's a beautiful nighttime look. I would use that with kind of this palette around in here and do a really pretty eye for nighttime. This is a fun palette. If you like being more in the pinks, you might like this palette more because it has more of these pinky kind of tones to them. Again, you can play with different color bases. A lot of times, if you notice, you can play around with the colors that are next to each other. So like these 4 colors would work well. These 4 colors would work well. These 2 with this would work good. So just play around with the same kind of colors in the quads that they're in. If you're trying a new color, try it at home first and just walk around with it. It's gonna be weird because if you're not used to using a pink or something with some bronzer in it, you're gonna be like, I don't know if I like that. Walk around with it. Make sure you use a light hand, not a heavy hand. Don't cake it on there. Just like lightly put it on, walk around for the day and see how you feel at the end of the day. If it doesn't feel like you, no problem, then go back to the neutrals. But it's fun to play around with different colors. I find that when I do that, people are like, man, your eyes look so good. That's cool. They could be lying. But I think it's fun to just experiment with different fun colors, especially during the summertime. We don't need to wear the same kind of colors all the time. Although I do have my favorite neutrals, so that is my favorite thing. I always like to put a little bit of liner in my waterline, which is right here. Gives a little bit more depth. Let me do lips and then I'll throw on some mascara, curl my hair, and then we can come back and see the final look. So this is by the Faces by Rob. I'm gonna use one of my favorite lipsticks that we've shown this before. This is by Lawless. And then we're gonna do the Faces by Rob lip gloss. My favorite lip color is just a nude lip. That's just my thing. So that's why I say when you find your thing, if you're not comfortable in something, don't do it, even if it's a trend or everyone says it's a good idea. Make sure that you're super comfortable in it. And I'm super comfortable in nude lips, not red lips. Every once in a while I'll do a red lip, but it's not my comfort zone. So one thing that we do with our lip gloss and lipstick is do that to get rid of all the gunk so you don't get that on your teeth. Okay, let me just do my mascara and then we'll curl my hair and I am all done with this look. So I put my mascara on and I love this look because it's fresh, it looks pretty. I think it's good for a daytime look for me. Like I said, for you, it could be a little bit lighter, it could be a little bit darker, who knows. One last step I always do is my big powder brush. And like I said earlier, I would normally have setting powder on here, but I don't need it. There's probably a little bit of residue from last time and I don't want a lot of powder on my face, but what I do want is to blend in all that stuff I was talking about earlier. So you can see, again, blending, got hair all over the place. Blending is like the biggest thing that I think women miss out on, is just you put all these things on your face and then they're all just lined up in a row. Instead of blending it together, you can see my face looks natural, it looks good. It doesn't have any deep lines in it of like, there's your blush and there's your contour, there's your eyeshadow. It's all blended nicely. And I love this look because that little bit of sparkle on your eyelid just pops your eyes for daytime. I didn't want to do eyeliner because that's a more, to me, it's like I'm going to a convention, I would wear eyeliner and probably lashes and stuff because we're taking pictures and things and it always brings out your face more. But for an everyday look, you're just going out to lunch with the girls or maybe you got to run errands. This is a put together look. It's not too much. And I don't know, it looks good. I'm gonna curl my hair and I will be right back. All the links to the items that I showed you today will be linked below. All the items today will also be on the Like to Know It app. So if you have an app for that, go ahead and follow me on there and you'll see all the items in there too. I hope you enjoyed this fresh summer bronzy look as much as I did. I love playing with new makeup. I just love makeup. But if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that button and subscribe. Leave me any comments on what you would like to see from me. And this is women over 60 doing all these things, and I love to teach young and old women the things that I do to keep fresh and young, and this is one of them, is just enjoying this new summer palettes, and I hope that you'll join me next time. Bye!